Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome to a new episode. I'm super happy that you are here. To be honest, I just came home back from a super nice coffee date with a friend and had this thought about sitting down and talking to you about what happened. So, this episode will be different because usually I always tell you that we should stay happy and positive and focus on the good things of life. But sometimes you just need to let it out. You need to let out the frustration, the anger, the gossip, everything that bothers you and feels so heavy on your shoulders. And we did that today on that coffee date. For 2 hours, me and her sat down and talked about the last 3, 4 months and everything that happened, everything that was shitty, that we kind of felt we had somehow a depression, we felt down, people were mean and nasty to us, even though in our businesses we really try to give out the best and give out everything we know and create with so much love. There are still sometimes people who really treat you like shit. And the intention of that coffee date was to just meet, give us some updates, because we haven't met in a while, and to push us to motivate and inspire each other to share all the new things we have learned with our businesses in the last month. But it ended up just talking shit. And you know what? It really felt good. I don't do that often because I really tried to focus on the happy, positive, rainbow, shiny side of life. But it felt heavy over the last weeks. And today, this felt like therapy. So, the lesson I learned today is that first, like I always tell you, surround yourself with good people, with people you can just be truly yourself and they accept you for who you are, and people that understand you. Like, running your own business is not fun all the time. It's so challenging and mind blowing more often than not. Also, it has the good sides, but today we talk about the gossip, okay? Surround yourself with those kind of people that match your energy, that bring value to your life, people you can just let the shit out. So, what I've learned is that yes, it's good to focus on the positive things, but sometimes you also need to face reality and talk shit and let it out. Because what happened internally today was it felt like a deep house cleansing. I took the broom and I really cleaned out all the dust, all the dirt, all the heavy things, all the broken things, everything I don't need and I don't want to have in my house anymore. And she did the same. Like in between, we stared at each other and we just started laughing. And sometimes this deep cleansing is necessary. And what happens is it makes space. So right now I feel super light. I feel like on drugs. I feel light. I feel good. And I feel like there is this big amount of space I can now fill again with motivation, positive energy, good thoughts, happy energy, glitter, rainbows, and I don't know what. And I really needed that. So if you kind of feel like meditation, journaling, staying positive all the time is not working right now, I think that's a point of us showing that we are allowed to try something different, which I did today, and I advise you also to do. This healing journey is good. It's the best journey we can ever be on, but sometimes it's hard, and sometimes we force ourselves to heal and to be positive and to do the meditation, the journaling, and do the breath work, and do the yoga, and go to into nature and hug trees. Which, yes, that should be like the bigger side of the scale to do. But sometimes I think our system gets tired of it, and we just need a completely like crash down, do something very different for our system, that everything is waking up again, like your body, your mind, your soul, your heart, your nervous system is like, oh wait, what's happening here, what are we doing, and then maybe gets a little bit more excited um, in this awakening. So you activate your system from a different standpoint. That was so interesting for me today. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm glowing and I feel like, okay, today I can run the whole world. Everything is fine now. I am not alone. This was another lesson. I felt so seen and so understood. Having company on your way is the best thing you can have. So she also told me that some stuff of her business is not running the way she wants, that some people are so unfriendly, and that this year feels heavy. We both thought that this year of the fire horse is gonna be the shit, and we're gonna make it, and we have our breakthrough, and everything's gonna be super powerful and shiny. And now we're sitting here and be like, what's happening? Complaining about all the shit that's not working out, all also the technical things that are not working how we want it, and that sometimes we're so tired of learning new skills to move our business forward, because all we want is just to teach, to coach people, to help them. But if we're being honest, this part is like the happy bubble. But to hold that happy bubble, to grow that happy bubble, and to be even able to do that, you need like this big bubble around it, which means finance, taxes, technical platforms, a good advertisement, creating content all the time, posting, editing, doing all that so that the people who you want to reach and the people who need you for their body, mind, and soul are able to find you. Having somebody feeling the same way as you do in that moment, first, as I said, made me feel so seen. And it also made me realize that it's not me. It is not that I'm doing a bad job. It's not that my services got worse. It's not that people don't like me anymore. It is because I don't even know what. Something is happening in the world. Energies are shifting. Maybe the universe, that's also one thing we said. Maybe the universe is testing us in the first half of this fire horse year and be like, hey, how much do you really want that? How much do you really want to win? And takes us through all these challenges to see if we really want that. She felt the same. I kind of feel that. So we were pushing each other in the end and be like, we're gonna make that. We're not gonna give up. No matter what's crossing our way, we are not giving up. She said then also something super, super interesting. She was listening, I don't know what it was, a podcast or interview or a reel of very successful people. And all those people had something in common, which was what is different, or what makes a difference for me and the other people who did not win, is that I did not give up. Even though they had struggles, challenges, maybe landed on the floor with their booty again and had to get up again, they always got up again and they did not give up. And I think, really, I think that's the difference. All the successful people are talking from a point where they were so close to give up, And this was kind of the break even point, um, because they were so close. It got extra hard. And then when they did not give up, then it was like the breakthrough that they then got successful and won. And the other people who did not win in the end, those are the ones who gave up on that break even point. Listening to her saying that makes a lot of sense. Of course, nobody was born overnight. Everybody was putting in effort, research, challenges, facing taxes, facing money issues, facing all the technical issues, but they were not giving up. They were moving and moving and moving and moving. And of course, what other people or society then see, they won, they're rich, they have this business, they do this, they have that house, they travel around that world. And this is just the top of the iceberg, of the ice mountain. It is everything under the water, every work, every research, everything they learned and went through, you then don't kind of see anymore. The big lesson: if you feel shitty, you are allowed to talk about it. You are allowed to let it out. You're allowed to do something very different with your nervous system, and then come back in all the good, healthy self-care routines, all what you need. Also, allow yourself to sometimes just face the reality and be like, you know what? The last month they were shitty. They did not feel good. And facing that also means that you are dealing with your emotions. If you're always pressing those down and be like, yeah, it's gonna be okay. Let's focus on the positive stuff and let's just try to be happy. Then you're kind of not dealing with those emotions. You're pressing them down. And I think this is why then it starts feeling so heavy and are pulling you more down on the dark, deeper side. Instead of facing them, being, you know what, it was shitty and it didn't feel good. And I felt like crying all the time, which I did cry so much the last month and weeks because it felt shitty. And I was frustrated and sad. And I was like, why do I have to do all that? All I want to do is just teach and coach people and make them see their potential and make all those women see how beautiful and strong they are. Why do I have to deal with a fucking Google Meet link that's not working? And talking it out loud is so releasing and healing. So I guess we need to allow ourselves that more often and then close the door again and move on with that happiness and shininess. I think that's a much more healthier way. This is my biggest lesson out of today. So that's the learning, that's the lesson. Have the good company, deal with the bad emotions as well, let them out, face bad emotions, work with them, release them. And sitting down with somebody talking about it is not the only way you can do that. You can also go onto the top of a mountain and scream out of your lungs. Go into the wood, take a wood stick and, I don't know, crush something. You can take your pillow and crash your pillow onto your couch or your bed how often you need it, or scream into the pillow. You can book a boxing lesson and let your bad emotions out there. And when I say bad emotions, I need to correct myself. I don't think emotions are bad or good. I think all emotions have their values, and all the emotions are there to connect you with your inner world, to show you, to support you, to make you realize something, to make you feel and to understand yourself better. So when I said bad emotions, I don't mean they are bad. I mean they're like the more heavy, challenging emotions. And then we have the emotions that make us feel more alive. So there are many different ways you can deal with them. It's just important that you do it actually. Find out what works for you and what doesn't work for you. So today I've learned this new thing about me, that this feels good. And from time to time, I'm allowed to do that. Right? And I want you also to work with all of your emotions and allow yourself to try out new things, to also be honest with yourself if all the things you did are not working anymore. We change so much when we heal, when we grow, when something happens in the outside, when we go through some phases, our cycles, our hormones. Like, we women, we are so complex, which is beautiful, but also challenging on the other hand, right? So, allowing yourself to face the things that are not working anymore, change them, experience new things, leave your comfort zone again and again and again, to do so is a beautiful game if you allow yourself to see it that way. Join me on that beautiful game. I hope you liked this little episode, just this real talk out of my life. I kind of never know what to say in the end. I always try to have a fixed phrase, but sometimes it's not working. So all I want you to know is I believe in you. If I can do it, you can do it too. We are powerful, we're shiny, we're beautiful, and we're special. And if we do it together, it's so much more fun. If you like my podcast, I would be more than happy if you recommend it with some stars, if you send it to your girls, if you spread the message, and come back every Wednesday when a new episode comes on. That's it. I hope you have a wonderful day. I see you next week. Go and deal with your heavy emotions and let me know how it worked out.